Hi, this is Dr. Tejasvi here, consultant cardiothoracic surgeon and clinical head at Fortis Malar Hospital, Adayar, Chennai. Today I'm going to give you some highlights regarding acute coronary artery disease and young MIs. Of late in the newspapers and media, we have been seeing a lot of news about young people succumbing to fatal myocardial infarctions. There are many reasons leading to acute myocardial infarctions in young individuals, but the major reason being the lack of exercises and stress. Few years back, we would have come to know about Mr. Ranjan Das, who succumbed to a fatal MI after a gym workout. The gym workout would not have been the reason for the MI, but rather the stress factor which he was undergoing through, and the lack of exercise and the lack of sleep, which would be the reason for his fatal myocardial infarction. Many CEOs think that with just 5 hours of sleep, they could do with it and give most of the 24 hours to their work. But it is not so. Even our body needs some time for it to put out our toxins. So adequate amount of sleep is plays a vital role in keeping our good health. So now going to the treatment for all these coronary artery disease. Coronary artery disease can be treated with many modalities: non-interventional, interventional and surgical. Non-interventional is the medical modality wherein the patient might be having a minimal amount of coronary artery disease with no flow limiting lesions, for which he might be treated with drugs and adequate lifestyle modifications. The second category comes wherein the patient has significant flow limiting lesions, which is either in a single vessel or a double vessel short segment lesion, which could be dealt with an percutaneous intervention, namely angioplasty, wherein commonly we say as a stenting procedure. The patient undergoes an angioplasty and stented with stents, which are either a bioabsorbable or an medicated drug-eluting stents. The third modality of treatment is the surgical treatment. Surgical treatment, as most of the people know, commonly called as bypass surgery. Bypass surgery is, in medical terms, we call it as coronary artery bypass grafting. It's the major modality of treatment of almost 50% of coronary artery disease, as most of the Indian population suffer from severe triple vessel disease when they come in the later stages of coronary artery disease. So, coming to coronary artery bypass grafting, it can be done through two modalities. One is the open and the other is the minimally invasive. The open technique is where you have a median sternotomy and all the grafting is done through the median sternotomy. Minimally invasive technique is wherein we go through the anterolateral space in the intercostal space in the anterolateral segment. So now, talking about coronary artery bypass grafting, this is a technique wherein we bypass all the blocks. We do not manage the lesions by removing it or cutting it or nothing like that. We just bypass the blocks by simple grafting techniques, which include either an arterial graft or a venous graft. As the conduits are taken, either the conduits are taken from the leg, what we call it as saphenous vein graft, which is harvested from the leg, which is reversed and used as a conduit. Other conduits which are used are an left internal mammary artery, right internal mammary artery and the radial artery. These are all the conduits used, which can be used in bypassing these blocks. So the distal segment is attached to the coronary artery and the proximal segment is either an pedicled graft wherein it flows from the native vessel, or if it is a free graft, then it is connected onto the proximal segment of the aorta. So by this, the patient is It improves the blood supply to the heart. The main reason for conducting this surgery is to improve the lifestyle of the patient, to reduce symptoms of angina, dyspnea, or syncope, or it gives a better improvement in the ejection fraction when it is done for a patient with an decreased or a suppressed myocardial function. A lot of people have an third eye to bypass surgery, stating that it makes the patient debilitated, but it is not so. In fact, only the first 2 weeks of the surgery, the patient needs to undergo strenuous exercise as well as observation under medical care to give stern instructions regarding how to carry out oneself through these days of surgery. But after that, the patient is absolutely devoid of all his pain and angina which was persistent before the surgery, and he has a better quality of life. If people generally have a fear towards the median sternotomy, which affects their total outlook, but it is not so. The median sternotomy heals within 2 weeks of time, but doing a procedure in which all the 3 vessels are revascularized gives a better lifestyle for the patient, and the quality of life is 100% better than what it was prior to surgery. Even it could be challenged that the quality of lifestyle is better than what it is in medical management or for a patient who has undergone an interventional procedure. So it is for the patient to decide what is best for him when he is offered an option of undergoing an bypass surgery versus an angioplasty in certain situations. There are situations wherein you are offered only bypass surgery, so kindly do not hesitate at that time thinking that it is a morbid procedure and patient will be bedridden after that. It is certainly not so. Patients have a better quality of life and a better outcome. Thank you.